Buongiorno everyone, got something a little bit different for you today. Something to distract you from the absolute mess that is Newcastle United Football Club at the minute. However, we are still just above the relegation zone. In this video is who Newcastle could and should sign this summer, bearing in mind that we are still in the Premier League. You know, at the minute, you know, if the season ended today, which it obviously doesn't, we would still be a Premier League side. Bruce will probably still be, so that'll not be the case. However, right, I'm taking charge here. Newcastle are staying up. We are going to be a Premier League side next year, and I'm picking 3 players Newcastle should sign. This is a 3-part series, so part 1 is the defence, part 2 midfield, part 3 forward. So today we're going to look at defence, and today we're going to look at right backs. Which right back should Newcastle sign? We've teamed up with FiveYards for this video, so shout out FiveYards for sponsoring this video and suggesting this little mini series. Who are FiveYards? I can hear you over there asking. FiveYards is the world's first online transfer market for fans, where you're able to prove you can spot talent, either by backing players with your money and then making a profit, which we'll get into, or by recommending them through scout reports. So FiveYards is completely free to log into. You know, you can FiveYards.co.uk, the link's in the description. And you can have a bit of fun on there, write scout reports, recommend players, see if you can spot a bit of talent. And obviously you can put your money where your mouth is if you think you're good enough and you think that player's going to do well. Let me just show you this clip from them, a little intro, which will probably explain it a lot better than I could. Right then, there it is, and we'll be putting screen grabs and screen recordings across this video of what's going on as I speak and who I think we should sign. And also, you sent me some good recommendations on Instagram and Twitter as well, so I'll whack them on now of who Newcastle should sign. But we'll get into it. We'll get into who I think Newcastle should sign this coming summer. Now, let's just quickly talk about this as well. Actually, I've got a budget of £68 million. Is that a bit too high? Probably in the make, actually. However, that is taking into the account that I will be selling John Joe Shelby and Joelinton. That's it, that's right. Getting rid of them. Had enough of them. Pack your bags. See you later. Joelinton can swap with me and come to Dubai, and I'll go back to the tune. If that would be lovely. But Joelinton, you know, how much we're really going to get for him? We're obviously going to get nowhere near the £40 million that was spent on him. I think it's going to be the case of a bit like Sebastian Haller at West Ham, where we'll cut with losses. We'll probably take about half if we're lucky. Will we even get 20 million for Joelinton? Maybe if he had a successful loan spell somewhere, then they thought they'd invest the money into him. But at the minute, you'd probably be looking at around, God, just £4 in a Twix. I don't know. Say that we're going to get 15 million for him, 20 million for him, 15 million for him. We'll say 15 million for him. He's still young and a decent coach. He could probably be a decent player. He was decent in the Bundesliga, wasn't he? So they might just take him back, half the price, collect the money. Lovely. Works well for everyone. This Shelby, John Joe Shelby, the lazy bastard. Get rid of him because he's done absolutely cool for years now. So annoying to watch. Get rid of him, and that's where the next episode is going to be, a new centre mid, so stay tuned for that one. But Shelby's away. I mean, what did we pay for Shelby? 8 million, 12 million, something like that? Oh, yeah, 5 million if you're lucky, really. He's not a Premier League player anymore, is he, Shelby? So say we get 5 million for Shelby, that probably takes away down to the budget realistically being about 40 million, which is about right. We spent 35 million last summer, 20 on Wilson, 15 on Jamal Lewis, and a couple of freebies in Fraser, Jeff Hendrick. And before that, obviously, Brucey spent £100 million in the summer, and we all know how that went, didn't we? Now then, I'm in charge of this one, though, so here is what's going to happen. I'm going to give out the 3 options now. Make sure you put yours in the comments below. 3 right backs that Newcastle could sign. Right back is the position in question here, because that is a position that Newcastle haven't strengthened in years and massively need. We'll let Yedlin go in January, then we had no fit right backs and we're absolutely knackered, even worse than it was beforehand. But it's always been the case of too many average right backs for Newcastle. We haven't had a decent one in years, even like Debussy or going back to Habib, Monday, Tuesday, Habib. But we just need a decent right back, please. You know, not a bang average one, not someone who gets a 5 at best on player ratings every week. Let's get a new right back in. Manquillo's okay, but again, average, very average. We need someone, I'm going to look at someone maybe young, exciting, who I can obviously make money on in the future, who's going to reach potential levels, someone who's very good going forward because I want to play more expansive football than Brucey ball, get wingers involved, you know, overlapping runs and stuff, who can do that. And then who has the potential to reach higher limits, hopefully with Newcastle, or if we're thinking profit-wise, who's going to get sold on and then start playing Champions League football and stuff. So here is where I'm starting with my options, and it is starting with an ex-Newcastle United player. Yes, a lot of you did recommend this one as well, and it is Kevin Mbabu. Mbabu. Someone who we should never have let go in Newcastle, in my opinion. I remember his debut against Chelsea. He was unreal. It was at Hazard he was marking, had him in his back pocket. One of them, one of the £100 million plus Chelsea players have, world-class internationals. Mbabu in his Premier League debut looked like an absolute natural. Premier League established player. Ravaged with injuries though, a bit unlucky, maybe falling out with the manager and whatnot out of favour. Not getting punched like Matt Ritchie on the training ground. Just didn't really have a good enough chance at Newcastle, and God knows why, because he's went on to play Champions League football and stuff, and he's now at Wolfsburg. So if we search in this bar here for Kevin Mbabu, and there he is, age 25, so he's about to hit his prime years, you know, late 20s. He's got a lot of time ahead of him, full back there. Playing in the Bundesliga, playing in Europe. Let's just have a look at this. So his current price is going to cost me £30 million. Very reasonable for my £68 million budget. Will go lovely and give me lots to spend on a big centre midfielder, and then a striker who's probably going to challenge Wilson for competition, or Gale and Carroll leave, then a young player maybe as well as a striker who's going to come up and progress his career, have chances off the bench. A player's price is determined by a projection of how much performance pay the player will earn over the duration. I'll just let that sit there, and you can read that. And I will scroll down to the next one. Should have read that in time. Well done. But have a look around FiveYards website. Honestly, it's very easy to use, good layout and everything. Mbabu, 8 wins, 0 goals and 1 assist in the Bundesliga this season for Kevin Mbabu. But look at that there for his, I just love seeing his name over and over again. Definitely get on the back of a shirt. There's his player price. As you can see, he's on a trajectory. He's doing bits, you know. Progressing his career, doing well, player price is elevating every year. That's it from the past few months there, skyrocketing. Only one way Mbabu's going, and that's up. And this is where you go down to the bottom here, scout reports. This is where you can just jump in, leave your scout reports and stuff in there. I always wondered, you know, what would it take to be a scout? I think scouting's, obviously spotting talent, but scouting's got to be, in football agent, one of the best jobs in the world, really. I mean, look at whoever found Wayne Rooney, decided to have a shot on him. Absolute millionaire now, living it up off someone else's talent. Could be you. Could be you. Who knows? Matt Woods could be the next one who spots the next talent. But he has put a recommendation in here for Mbabu. Let's see what he's got to say. There's his player ratings. If you look there, he's at 72 now, but he has the potential to reach 86. Which, if you look at this graphic, shows you what that means. It kind of means he falls into Champions League quality of a player. Where he's at now there, look, and where he could be. International, Champions League, always out in non-league level. But Mbabu there, big rise is expected for him if he reaches his potential. There's his attributes, a very good work rate, speed, very quick. You know, everything else, pretty decent defensive duels is right up there. And I remember that, like I said, I mentioned his debut was class against Chelsea. You know, really, really good, putting in good tackles, getting up and down the pitch. Good defensive awareness. He's a right back in the Bundesliga's best defence. So Wolfsburg must be doing something right with Mbabu. More of a counter-attacking player, which is kind of what suits Brucey in Newcastle for quite a few years now. Even in a Rafa was quite counter-attacking, so he'd fit in well there. But I'm not there, mama. I'm going to be playing nice football, big sexy ball, not Brucey ball. He's a very strong physical player with bags of pace and stamina. Happy to run up and down the flank all game, bring a lot going forward. He does fall into the more older style fullback rather than the modern winger though. So, you know, keeping it real is Mbabu, but I like this here. It also tells you shades of what player is he like. Breakthrough Mika Richards or maybe Aaron Wan-Bissaka. If we can sign Mbabu and he turns out to be the next Mika Richards, we'll be laughing my heads off. And he even says, I'm guessing Matt's also a Newcastle fan, yeah, I want him back in Newcastle. Realistic to see him landing in Italy, maybe Conte's Inter. Could probably agree with that, to be honest. Matt knows what he's talking about. Us Matts know what we're talking about. There's his physical traits. 6 foot as well. Tall that for a fullback. You know, his mentality. He's got through some hard times at Newcastle with plagued by a couple of years of injuries. Loads of additional info there on Mbabu. You know, guaranteed to start in a decent Switzerland side there, who obviously high up in the rankings as well. Switzerland these days, aren't they? Played us in that daft cup that was the other year. I think we won on penalties on it. But yeah, so lots on Mbabu there. Good option. But am I picking him? No, I'm not. On to the next one. Boom, there we go. Search for Ainsley Maitland-Niles, a player Newcastle United were linked with in January, but Bruce opted for Joe Willock instead. Maitland-Niles, who's been used pretty much as more of a CDM centre mid under Allardyce at West Brom so far. No wonder it's not working out for him. Although the benefit of Ainsley Maitland-Niles is his versatility. Why I would bring him to the club is you could use him as a utility player. He can play right back, right wing back, centre back, centre mid, DM. He's even played right midfield. He can play all over the park. So it's a blessing to have a player like that in your squad if injuries happen or anything else. So you want to change styles of plays. Yes, that is actually possible, Bruce. Maitland-Niles for me would be the one. If you look at him there, 23, fullback, England. His current price this season, 17 million there. 2 wins in the Premier League, obviously, is not helping. You know, if this was last year, it would have been a lot different. We'll get at that in a minute. But Europa League, he's had 5 wins and 1 assist. So he's not helping being in the side with Sam Allardyce and being in the side already relegated. You know, second bottom of the league, absolutely gone. His player price, look at that, he's on the decline. It's not looking good for him these days. Until he makes the move, it's a big summer for Maitland-Niles and what he decides to do, because he could really, if he finds the right club, he'll be a very good player. For me, I think if we look at what he did last year, he was influential under Arteta, winning the FA Cup. Big player last season for them. Got himself a nice shiny medal, so he's got a bright future. He has got a bright future, Maitland-Niles. He just needs to find that right club and get games under his belt. Let's have a look at what James Scott has said. A couple of scout reports there, but we'll see what he's been saying. Like I say, 23 as well, great age, still big career ahead of him. His level now is 77, which is already quite high, to be honest. But he can still even get 10 on top of that. He can get a potential of 87. So then the scout report from this guy is obviously saying, you know, part of a 3 midfield and a big Sam style of play. And he's mentioned as well that his impact for Arteta last year in the FA Cup. You know, playing there. Now he's playing centre mid, which he says he prefers, but I don't know. I mean, for Newcastle, maybe that's why he's not going to get picked for me. But like I seen him at wing back last year against Newcastle in the FA Cup, and he was class. Really good wing back. Use him as back 5. Use him as just a right back. You know, he's got bundles of energy, good technical ability there, like he's mentioning. Leeds United, that's a good fit for him, really, like he suggested there, James. So Maitland-Niles, I think he's going to be a class player in the future. Find his right club. I don't know. I'm just leaning it just because of what he's doing at the minute. If he prefers centre mid, he's not going to fit the mold. If that's where he does want to play, he's going to be happier than me, you know, because he'd be going right back. That's the point of the video. So Maitland-Niles, potential. If this video was a few months ago, like I say, under Arsenal, under Arteta in the FA Cup, definitely. I still would like Newcastle to sign him because, like I said, of his versatility, playing several positions. But for now, you haven't quite cut the mustard, son. Here is my 3rd and final pick. He is the one that Newcastle should sign this summer, and it is Max Aarons. Max Aarons, the young, exciting right back from Norwich City, England under 21 international, bound to make the first team one day, doing bits for them this season in the Championship, did bits for them when they were in the Premier League, actually pals obviously with Newcastle's left back that was signed from Norwich last year, Jamal Lewis. Get them two together, sort each other out. You know, it hasn't quite worked out for Lewis yet. Better coach, definitely will. Right back Max Aarons, loads of interest in him this summer, you'd imagine. I mean, speaking to a couple of Norwich fans, they think he'll be out the door. They think they'll cash in on him and spend that money elsewhere in their bid to stay in the league. As it looks, obviously, they're going to get the Premier League this season. Newcastle should go all out for Max Aarons. And by going all out, obviously mean in the budget. You know, that this would take me down to 46 million from my 68 million budget. 22 million is the price of Max Aarons. I'm willing to pay it. I'm all for it. 21 years old, you know, bright future ahead of him, years to go. He hasn't got anywhere near his potential yet. 21. You know, you've got to think in 5-6 years' time when he's hitting that. I think Aarons will reach the top of the game. I think you could see him playing for Man City. Could be the next Kyle Walker. He could be playing for the Premier League champions, playing European football, no doubt about it. 25 wins for Norwich this season. 1 goal, 0 assists, which is quite surprising because he is a good player that likes to get in behind, does 1-2s, gets to the byline, puts the ball in. So I'm surprised at that, to be honest. And obviously his price is going up with performance pay this season because of how well Norwich are doing in the Championship. But if he did anywhere near the Premier League, he'd obviously be looking well in his price. And look at there, unlike Maitland-Niles, Max Aarons is on the incline, you know, stepping up to greatness. Look, he's flying there at the minute. He'll only go up. 73 now, but 85 potential. I'd even go say he could be bigger than 85 potential, to be honest with you. But hey, that's why I put my money where my mouth is, and that's why I back the boy. You know, plenty of scout recommendations here for Max Aarons. We'll click on the latest one from just over a week ago from the Dodgeman. wherever that is, and see what he's seeing. Look at these attributes there, you know, speed, dribbling. He's unlike as well, when we looked at Mbabu, Kevin Mbabu was mentioned as an old school right back. Max Aarons is most definitely a modern day wing back, you know, pacey, gets forward, likes to get involved, doesn't just sit back, but he's also got good defensive positional awareness and attributes, something that Newcastle defence has been missing for ages. And his pal, ex-teammate Jamal Lewis on the other side, he seems to go missing Martin's man, so hopefully Aarons can pull him to one side and remind him how to do that. Would be nice. You know, good defensively, Aarons, but very good going forward as well. See what these are saying. Yeah, whenever his team has possession, high and wide, athletically gifted player, great speed over 10 yards, looks to beat his opponent at every opportunity. Nice, exciting wing back, Jimmy, which could bring so much to Newcastle, because if you look at Emil Kraft, who's obviously featured a lot this season, fucking hell, man, slow as out, you know, doesn't offer much, not great defensively. It's an area where we massively need to improve, and Aarons would do that for me straight away. In England, knows the game, obviously to step up from the Championship to the Premiership, but he's had a bit of that experience, and he's young, and he'll only get better. Decent coach, he'll be fine, he'll be absolutely fine. Big description there from this guy on him. But you know, there he's saying again the same thing. Reads situations well defensively, gets forward well, movements, exploits dangerous areas in the opponent's half. So good mentality as well, positive and determined. He knows the score, he reckons he'll have a fantastic career as well. So do I, and that is why buying him. 100% bought, money where my mouth is. Let us see it happen. Let us see Max Aarons come to Newcastle. He is my chosen right back. He is my number one defender Newcastle should sign this summer. Shout out 5Yards for this video. Obviously, like I say, go check out the link in the description. Hit them up, have a look on the socials and everything, but have a look on the website, most importantly. Have a play around with it, have a look through it, see what you think. I think it's class. Even if you don't want to put your money on there, if you're too young for it, just have a look on it, have a look at them, you know, scout reports, get an idea of players, may help you in other things like, you know, like Champman or FIFA or something. It could help you with that. But it's just an interesting website. I just really like it. I think it's class. I think it's a good insight into players, getting to know them well. It's good how you can interact with other people and, you know, follow them and chat about what they think about this player and that player. It's good crack, especially in this lockdown time and age where, you know, interact with people and then develop your knowledge of footballers and the game. And make sure you keep on doing that with us as well. Pop in your comments what you think. Do you agree or disagree with my choices there? And obviously you are signed Max Aarons. Let me know who would you pick? Your three options. Who's your number one choice? Anywhere else? Should it have been a right back I should have been aiming for? Or should I have been aiming for a centre back? Should I have been aiming for a left back to replace Jamal Lewis? Maybe bring back Jetta Williams. I've seen a lot of you mention that. You know, you can also search on here as well and recommend players of the on 5Yards, and they'll have a look and maybe put them on in the future. So, shout out 5Yards again. Shout out you lot for watching. Get your comments in about who we should sign. Make sure you stay tuned to next week's episode of a midfielder, centre mid. Get your comments in for that. Who should I sign for that? And we'll put it back on the socials at the time as well. Subscribe to my channel TV and enjoy yourself.